Can you guys believe it's already September? Where did 2019 go? It's like it raced off into the sunset on the back of a Turbo Busa or something. The good thing is I've had 9 whole months to poke around and find some quality ADV bikes for you guys. Did I actually spend 9 months researching this video? No, definitely not. Do I consider myself an honorary ADV bro now that I have a Desert Sled and a Rai XD4? You betcha. If it's your first time here, hello, I'm your sweet boy, ShamWow Boo, back to deliver the motorcycle content you've come to know and crave. If it's your first time around here, well, welcome, partner. Grab yourself a seat, sit back and relax, because old Papa's gonna weave a tapestry of dank nooners, Bakus, and weeb references so you can feel nice and comfortable. One thing you gotta know about this channel is that we give away motorcycles here. We've got a brand spanking new Yamaha R3 and Suzuki SV650 waiting to be given away in October, which is right around the corner. Hit the link to our Patreon to learn how to join our community and earn chances to win, or you can simply pick up some merch and get entered to win. Every dollar you spend gets you an entry to win. It's that easy. When it comes to adventure bikes, there's lots of options out there, and if you're anything like the rest of the people on the interwebs, oftentimes you just need a list to help you get started. So without further ado, here is a list of 7 adventure bikes in no particular order that you can't go wrong with. Let's kick things off with one of the pricier bikes on today's list, the BMW R1200 GS. This German babe is a hoss. It's bulkier than most adventure bikes, and the look alone gives it a truly unique personality. But the ride, oh, that ride is smoother than a line from a hipster boy to the cute barista he buys coffee from every morning just so he can see her. Dang, that got a little chick flicky, didn't it? So the giant that is the BMW R1200 GS is a beast. It's a smooth ride with a ton of power. It's rolling around with a 1200cc twin engine that hits 100 kilometers per hour in a mere 4 seconds. Dang. Why didn't I say 60 miles per hour? I just like keeping you guys on your toes. Most adventure bikes can lay claim to having some power, but not many can lay claim to the level of acceleration, so it's definitely something that BMW should be proud of. KTM's 1290 Adventure would like a little word with that though, but we'll have to see the rest of the video to check that out. The BMW R1200 GS has a bit of a cult following thanks to its off-roading reliability and raw power, so it's definitely a solid choice. My one caveat would be that this probably isn't the best bike for smaller riders since it really is gigantic, and that can make it more difficult to maneuver than a lighter ride. You might have also heard people mention something about the long way round when it comes to the BMW GS, and that's because there's a popular documentary featuring none other than Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman where they pilot 2 BMW GS 1200s across the entire European and Asian continent, hence the long way round name. Now, we're not going to show you any footage from that video because if I do, I'll probably get copyright strike because YouTube is garbage. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out because it's one of the few good motorcycle documentaries. No, they didn't pay me to say that, it's just a cool movie. Relax, my duders. Bike number 2 is the Suzuki VStrom. The VStrom is one of the friendliest bikes on this list, both in terms of reliability and rideability and your pocketbook. Coming from one of the big 4, I would expect nothing less than a reliable, budget-friendly bike, so this one isn't super surprising to put on the list. The VStrom 650 XT has a smooth 8,800 RPMs and will give you the strong and steady ride that adventure riders have come to know and love from the Suzuki 6-channel gearbox. I definitely wouldn't consider this bike for a full, rough terrain riding, but it can handle its own for sure. The maneuverability is on point, it handles like a champ. For the price point and solid characteristics, I would definitely put this bike at the top of the list for just about any rider out there. And if you're looking to see what I think about the Suzuki VStrom, I actually rode one earlier this year in Israel. Go and check out that video in the links below, or on my channel, or on this card, whatever we decide to do. However, someone has to lay the truth hammer on you and tell you that this bike is just as ugly as sin. No matter how you slice it, the VStrom, it's just ugly. I'm sorry. But Ari Henning has one, so it can't be that bad. Bike number 3 is the Yamaha Super Tenere. The Super Tenere is one of the most reliable adventure bikes out there. Unlike the VStrom, the Yamaha Super Tenere is pretty much ready for anything. Loose gravel, mountain roads, smooth city riding, you name it. This babe punches through whatever you can throw at it, and it does it all with the screaming 1199cc engine. This is an all-around true blue adventure bike. An honorable mention in addition to the Super Tenere line is the new Tenere 700 that is yet to be confirmed for the North American market, market, the Tenere 700 features Yamaha's infamous cross-plane parallel twin found in the FZ07, so fit a pipe onto this thing and get ready for some glorious sounds. Speaking of glorious sounds, bike number 4 is the Ducati Multistrada. As a Ducati Biscotti boy myself, I can't help but feel a little partial to the Multistrada, but rest assured that this bike is more than deserved to make it onto today's list. She's a true beauty and one of the most beautifully designed adventure bikes out there. Ducati has a rep for being expensive, and they 100% are. Trust me, you don't want to see my repair bills, but dang, have you seen how good these bikes look? The Multistrada 1260S is the upgraded version of the poorly received Multistrada 1200S. The performance on the 1200S was lacking, and riders definitely took notice, so Ducati made sure to address the problems. And by address the problems, we mean they put literally a superbike engine into this adventure bike. The Multistrada 1260S got a makeover that includes a DVT engine with 7,500 RPMs, new cylinders, crankshaft, and just about anything else Ducati could find to upgrade on it. For my fellow lovers of torque, this is the adventure bike for you. Overall, the Multistrada is a performance machine, like all Ducatis, so it's going to be a great addition to the family for any pro rider. What I enjoy about the 1260S is the fact that an absolute novice could also safely maneuver it and have a ton of fun. This is one of those bikes that feels like it's just doing the work for you. However, I cannot stress enough to you that I do not recommend a novice to ride a Ducati Multistrada 1260S. It literally has superbike power, weighs a ton, and is not the best way to learn. Just putting that out there before people draw and quarter me on the street for even suggesting it. Other than the Ducati price point, I just can't say anything bad about this bike. It's a gem, which brings us to our next bike. Bike number 5 is none other than the Honda Africa Twin. Yes, that Africa Twin, the treasured motorcycle from the land of the rising sun. Pretty much every rider in the world knows about the Honda Africa Twin, and most learned about it from watching the old boob tube. Aside from being great in movies, the Africa Twin is also a solid machine for easygoing riders who just like to get on their bikes and go. The latest version is equipped with all the technology an bike geek could dream of. You can save riding portfolios, customize your braking power, traction control, and even set the temperature for your favorite Fairtrade coffee blend. Okay, that last part isn't true, but the Honda Africa Twin really does have the control panel equal to that of a NASA launch pad, which is something to be marveled at. But that NASA-worthy control panel doesn't mean you're going to get unbelievable speed and turn into a rocket ship. The engine on the Twin is a well-rounded 1000cc twin, but this bike was truly engineered for easy riding. You definitely won't be winning any quarter-mile races, but throw down the gravel pit and see what all the fuss is about. Bike number 6 is none other than the classic KTM Adventure. Now, technically, I've got 2 recommendations for this family, but since we were keeping it in the family, I'm going to count it as one. It's the KTM Adventure 990 and the 1290. The 990 is the ultimate off-road motorcycle. Anything from sand pits to the rainforest, this is a serious competitor to the BMW R1200 GS. Surprisingly, the 990 is not a power puncher, it's more akin to the pack mule and a racehorse. Solid, steady, strong as hell, and ready for whatever you throw on it. Which is where the KTM Adventure 1290 comes into play. If you're the kind of rider who considers adventure bikes the only kind of vehicle qualified for road tripping, then you are going to love, not like, love the KTM 1290. Beginner riders will benefit from the 4 available preset modes, and more experienced riders can have fun tooling around in manual mode, but again, I cannot recommend to you enough, do not get a KTM 1290 as your first bike. Don't do that. It is the souped up version of the 990, and really, if you're going to do any kind of riding that needs a lot of speed, you're better off going with the 1290. Both are solid bikes, so hop in the seat and try them out. As with the Tenere 700, KTM has their smaller ADV bike in the form of the KTM 790 Adventure. It's all new, it's lighter weight, equals more fun, especially when you're off-road. Picking up a 550-pound beast of a 1290 might sound intimidating if you're out there on the trails alone. The new KTM 790 slots itself nicely with a curb weight of under 450 pounds. It's the gold standard for middleweight adventure bikes for now. Now our last bike for today is the Kawasaki Versys. The Versys is considered on the higher end of adventure bikes and has a ton of functionality. You can't argue the Kawi makes some of the best sport bike engines in the world, and the Versys is just as powerful as you would expect. Unlike a lot of adventure bikes, the Versys has a really solid handling at both high and low speeds and on and off road. Now, you might consider the Versys more of a sport touring, but we're going to cheat a little bit and qualify it as an ADV bike today. With the right set of tires, there's really nothing this bike can't do and do well. One, This one will set you back a few more pennies than some of the other bikes on the list, but it's a well-rounded performer that's definitely worth the price. That's going to do it for today for the 7 adventure bikes of 2019. What do you guys think? Did I miss any of the greatest adventure bikes of 2019? Side note, I would consider my own Desert Sled probably the best adventure bike. It's just naked, it's good, it's great. Don't argue with me on this. I'm going off script here, but it doesn't matter. Now sound off in the comment sections, my little yam pies, and let the trolling begin. If you happen to be new around here, thanks for stopping by here at Yammie Noob Productions. We welcome all except for trikes. There's something weird about trike people. Haven't figured out exactly what it is yet, but there's something off. I'm just kidding. Trike dudes are welcome too, but I'm gonna kind of look at you funny. Be sure to throw us a thumbs up and let me know if you like me. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we can turn this into more of a committed relationship. I'm completely open to us seeing other people, but I think it's important that we show the world how much we mean to each other. Isn't that the basis of all good relationships? The image you can project to the world? So hit that subscribe button. If you really want to take our relationship to the next level, you can put a ring on it by hitting the notifications bell. But hey, who am I to tell you how to live your life? I'm just a guy who hangs out online, rips tracks on the Daytona, and brags about his economics degree. I'll catch you guys next time. See you later. Fact: the Times New Roman typeface was commissioned by the Times of London in 1931. They invented it after they were accused of being badly printed and typographically antiquated. Goodbye.